What's going on, everybody? 7CR here. We got your three. Are we calling ourselves the 7CR Vanguard? Like, have we given ourselves a name yet?
I like
Just
that. We could call ourselves that.
the 7CR Vanguard. I mean, it's got a
the
ring to
helmets-
it. Doesn't really roll
helmets
off the
stayed on.
tongue, but oh well.
No, the helmet stayed on.
The helmet stayed on. Ah, Shax, my man. Anywho. TWAB came out today, little bit lacking. Does have some things that are interesting. It's gonna spark a huge debate, I'm sure.
You know
but
me too well.
Let's community question time. Looking at these, of course, community question is going to end up tying into this, so we're just hold on to the thoughts as we go through our community stuff. Crossplay is probably going to be coming soon. They've already said that they're aiming for sometime this year, I believe. They're trying to make inputs a lot closer together. Where do y'all stand on opting in and opting out of it?
Crossplay?
Like where you could have it as separate opt-ins for PvE and PvP, or do you want it where it's all inclusive and you can opt out whenever you want? What do you think?
I mean, I feel like the safe answer is to definitely make it no opt-in. I mean, that's what the sensible, like, I don't know, PvP player kind of in me says. Like, I don't see why you would force that on people.
Well, I agree with that. But however, I wish, right here, we're just pretend this is the monkey paw that we all make our destiny wishes on.
I feel like you're just gonna, in your head, you named the monkey paw Luke Smith's hand.
And every time, we all know how monkey paws work. You make a wish and the finger just cripples in like that, just after the wish. And monkey paw wishes somehow go wrong. So I'm willing to bet either A, you're not going to be able to opt out of it or opt into it, or B, they're going to give you the option, but it's not going to work.
Oh, jeez.
You're just stuck with it.
Okay.
I do think I would honestly, ideally, if we're talking ideally, I'd like to be able to go in, toggle a setting that says cross-platform, like PvE only or something like that. You know what I mean? It would be difficult for, I don't even know how you'd manage Gambit. What would you consider Gambit at that point? Right? Like,
that's exactly where I'm going with it.
So honestly, it'll probably just, if they do it and if they give the option for opt-in, opt-out, it'll probably just be an
Gambit? Okay.
We've heard your feedback. We're not sunsetting Gambit. We're turning all game modes into Gambit. And
that would actually be something I'd be kind of cool with. That
we sunset the Drifter, which is the best part of Gambit.
Sunset the Drifter.
So I honestly would like a bounty dueling system. So we're going back to ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, and we talked about it last week with a PTS. Elder Scrolls Online has a way for you to duel other players. You go up, you smack them. If they smack you back, a timer will appear on your screen. You have 3 seconds to step back, and a ring appears on the ground. You have to stay inside the ring. And you do damage to each other and fight each other. Heals, damage, the whole 9 yards. So, if Destiny could do something like that, where you run up and melee somebody, and then they melee you back in the wild, and imagine like an area appears on screen with death walls, and it basically turns that area into like a PvP arena, and you could fight anybody anywhere. Imagine like some battles going down on the Cosmodrome.
That'd be kind of sick.
They
Dark Guardians.
What's that?
Said light can't talk. Light Guardians versus Dark Guardians. Just you see him out there. Gotta hit him with a revenant.
It would be pretty. Yeet. It would be pretty sick. Like something like that would be something amazing if they could pull off. I don't know how they would code it. I'm not even going to pretend to know. But something like that would be amazing for the game right now. It would fill in the dead spots so amazing. Imagine clans coming together and doing like a whole tournament out in the wild. Like everybody that's wants to have a showdown show up out at the Tangled Shore at this time, and you just see them all lined up. Like it would be epic.
Very nice. Yeah.
We already know that they can somehow make 16 person instances in PvP or PvE when people have been meaning to go to the tower and they end up loading into a strike and there's 16 people there. They know there's a possible way. I mean, granted, it's a glitch right now.
We went down there with a fire team of 9,
Exactly. So it could be happen. As far as crossplay goes, I feel like I'm kind of in a unique position because Fates, you mostly play mouse and keyboard on PC or exclusively play mouse and
I
keyboard.
haven't touched a control. I've tried to play controller. The only way I'd go back to controller now is if Bungie tweaked the input sense on controller, because their 10 is like any other game's like 2. Like I feel like even like when I used to play Fortnite a lot, going from like I don't want to say high sense, but like a medium high kind of sense to Destiny's highest sense, it just felt like I was in like quicksand. It was awful.
You borrowed Canadian Chad syrup. I got it.
Yeah. So like the only way I'd touch a controller there is if they do that, because I just movement's way too slow. I don't like that I can't just like turn on people super quick. But yeah, I've played mouse and keyboard over a year now, actually.
And then, of course, Chance plays with me on Xbox, and he's played controller. But I've played controller for a good amount of time. We played Trials and Crucible for about 2-3 months there, together on PC. And as far as aiming goes and whatnot, I could not tell who was using mouse and keyboard, and I could not tell who was.
It's not the aiming that does.
Yeah, I'm about to get to it. The part when I could tell that somebody was using a mouse and keyboard was their movement on me, how quickly they could turn around and get a shot off. Things like that, I could tell there was when they're using a mouse and keyboard over a controller. But anywho, we want to hear y'all's thoughts. What do y'all think about crossplay? How do you think it's gonna be implemented? Sound off down below. Community clip time. Submitted by y'all, picked by us. What did y'all think of this one this week?
I think it's pretty good. I like the movement. I like the awareness.
The awareness.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what 90% makes a good clip, a good game awareness.
Yeah.
Nice PvP, type words to kind of throw at somebody. Nice compliment to hand out to.
Right. Well, let's roll it.
Double down. You made that look easy, Warlock. 2 for 1. Yes! 3 down!
And there you have it. Clip of the week in the books. Thank y'all for your submissions. If you all are interested in getting y'all's clip onto the podcast, submit it down below. The link's there to our Discord. Join the Discord. Send us your clips. We'd love to see it. Talkie time. So obviously, crossplay is kind of going to be a central topic of this episode. The reason being, we say the TWAB, and it looks like they're trying to tune inputs to be more similar to each other. And it doesn't really affect us console players, but as a PC player, there's some There's some seething rage underneath the cool-headed hunter over here.
Once again, just gonna throw it out there. Hell in a Cell, Luke Smith. Come on, let's go. Anyway,
Watch out,
yeah,
watch out.
I'm not happy. Not happy with these changes. If this was a year into D2's life cycle, okay. 3 years, 3.5 years now, maybe. Getting there, close-ish, 3.25. Come on. And I get, like, it hasn't had, the usual kind of development schedule. But and I get that stability is a thing on console, not really a thing on PC. Or not even just on PC, but on keyboard and mouse. I don't know. It seems off in punishing. I don't know. I think at this point, either way, you're punishing people for their input that they're using. So, like, with this change, you're punishing mouse and keyboard. With, another change, which would probably have to be, say, if they moved the recoil on controller, they probably have to nerf your aim assist a little bit. Because you do get more aim assist. That's why you see people on PC using Last Word with a controller and not mouse and keyboard. Because it's just that much better. So either way, you're going to end up punishing somebody for something, right? For an input. It's just, and I think this change I think I'd be probably a little bit more receptive to this change if it came with something else, right? Like, I feel like this is just it. They're just like, yeah, we're nerfing things again. Here you go. I was like, oh, all right, well, shit. Thanks,
There
Bungie.
is one
All
more
right.
TWAB before the season, so we can hope that it's not all
I know.
nerfs.
I know, but I meant, like, all right, so, like, I think, compliment sandwich kind of thing, right? Like, you hear something good. Oh, by the way, you're getting more stability on mouse and keyboard. Oh, yeah, by the way, here's something else that's good. We're fixing trials or something. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, I think it was just kind of bland because it's, like, the only thing in the TWAB about PvP. And, like, with the amount of people that are just kind of complaining that Bungie ignores us.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother topic we can get into.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, yeah, but it kind of ties into it, like, it's like, okay, yeah, that's great, thanks. Anything else would you like to kick my dog too while you're at it?
Personally, I agree that the timing on it is definitely bad. If it's been 3 years like this, why change it now? I totally understand. The only thing that we can come up with is that they're gearing up towards crossplay and they're wanting to bring both inputs more in line with each other. The thing is, they did say that it's going to be increasing the recoil on y'all, but they didn't. I mean, just because they didn't say it doesn't mean that y'all also aren't going to get an aim assist buff. Who knows? That's me being hopeful. But the way they said it in the TWAB, they basically made it seem like because of the way recoil is right now on PC, you're able to totally ignore the stability stat on most guns. And honestly, if that is the case, I feel like that is a very valid solution because if you're able to, there's a reason why they put all these stats on the gun because they affect how it performs. If you're able to ignore a stat totally because you're able to keep it on track by yourself without really doing anything, there's a problem.
It's not that easy.
Oh, I know I'm oversimplifying it.
It kind of makes me believe Bungie doesn't play PvP, kind of, just a little bit on keyboard and mouse. Feel like they're probably got DMG over there playing on his controller. But
that leads into the other thing that we've talked about before, that we have that they do play the stuff, but I mean, in a 1 or 2 days of it being out in player pop's hands, we surpassed the amount of playtesting time they put in by tenfold. Easy.
I mean,
Easily.
yeah, but like you have, so like my point was like constantly, like I know we're all on Twitter, like I follow DMG, constantly posting about like playing Destiny at work, playing like working on this, play hype for Iron Banner. I'm like, but if you play so much Destiny PvP, what what? Like how can you present any of these changes as like a positive for the overall experience? It's just, and I know like it's not his job, but like if they're playing it, I assume there are other people playing it. It's just one of those things where I'm just I don't understand. Like, so like I don't get, so I'm probably not getting the aim assist boost that you guys have. And I get more recoil. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, sir. May I have another? There are some good things here that I'm actually excited about on this TWAB. Fusion rifles. They're getting a little bit of a buff. Right? Damage fall off starting start distance based on range stat, 6% with 0 range, 16% with 100 range. So reduce camera movement from firing the fusion rifle by 9.5%. Do you remember Mr. Titan? Oh, range stats don't matter. Range stats don't matter on fusion rifles. There's a cap.
They didn't. No, yeah, actually, there was the range cap. The best you could get was 37 feet. The worst was something else.
Now, fusion rifles are going to be good. Like, at least decent, competitive. Especially since what they're doing to sniper rifles. Because, we can't have anything nice around here.
I don't know. I'm curious of how much that's really going to affect it, because...
Oh, Jesus.
Snipers?
Fusions.
Fusions? I mean, 16% with 100 range. So, like, you have to figure you're not hitting 100 range on most fusion rifles, but something like Merciless, that has a fairly high range stat.
Oh, I just thought about Bastion and what that may or may not do to it. Oh, man, your faces.
What's going to happen with Bastion?
Oh, yeah. See, these are the things. These are the things that, like, how... We're not even playing right now, right? Like, we're just sitting here talking about it. You can't tell me that there are a bunch of guys who collecting salaries with, like, who are at least clearing, like, 50K a year, right? That couldn't have sat and had the same exact discussion 3 dudes who aren't making anything to talk about Destiny just had.
I mean, let's assume that exotics are going to be done differently. Let's hope.
So then, whoever writes this TWAB needs to like take a pay dock his pay, because it should be somewhere in there. He should have at least asked. And if he didn't know, and like the person he asked didn't know, at least put that in there, so we'd be like, oh, we'll get back to you about like Bastion and Merciless and
I honestly, I feel like that literally sums up 90% of Bungie's problems. Their communication is either A, lacking, or B, missing on certain things. Like you're saying with this, that this would be something that they would have been nice to have filled in. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's not an answer for it. It just isn't here right now. It just means
that we don't have it. And like, it would be good to know, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull my Bastion out of the vault. I'm going to make sure it's at like 1260, 1255, whatever. And I'm going to wait until next season, because why wouldn't I? At this point, I mean, that just sounds stupidly good. I'm just going to learn to use Bastion this season. But yeah, I mean, fusion rifles getting changed. So, I mean, like that nice little Glacio chasm that you got, during December.
The one that lives on my hunter, so I can throw throwing knives right after I hit people. Yeah.
Maybe it'll even be a little bit more broken. Breach grenade launcher usage is low, so they're getting a buff.
I don't see mountaintop at all anymore. Do y'all?
Well, mountaintop's excluded. So
I know, but I mean, like as far as breach launchers go.
oh no, I see truth tellers all the time. That's it. And like if we're talking as far as breach launchers go. Right? Isn't truth teller a breach launcher? Pretty sure it is.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah, it is.
I see that one, but other than that,
I prefer an O-rings, but I never got a good roll.
I have a decent one I like.
I know.
My good one just sunset.
That's what happened with mine.
Oh.
R.I.P.
I don't know. So let's get into more nerfs. Let's talk sniper rifles because I'm pretty sure everyone here is a fan of a sniper rifle. You know, whether it be the bite of the fox that I got at the beginning of Arrivals off my first
ISO.
iron trap, or I just had to rub it in because my RNG is better than yours.
I've got the bite of the fox roll now, and I
You
will
did,
take
but
my
how long
Eye of
did it
Soul
take?
over every day.
How long did it take you to get it? I just gotta give it to him. I'm
I
sorry.
hate you.
But no. So while sniper rifle usage has dropped in Crucible, which apparently, reading that first little part of that sentence seems like that's a positive thing. And whoever wrote this, I'm gonna fight them. I'm gonna punch them right in the face. Telling you, Walmart parking lot. Me, you, Luke. Let's go. We'll sell this like men. Mr. Scarab Lord over there. I know all about you. So anyway, they've observed, guys, that it's hard to challenge somebody with a sniper rifle, even if you get the first shot on an enemy, and then they can often respond and win the fight. Wow. It's almost like the community's been complaining about sniper rifle flinch for like a year and a half. What? That's almost every single, every month, every week, I don't even know. Every quarter, I see at least a post on Reddit, a post on Twitter, a post somewhere where it's sniper rifle flinch, sniper rifle flinch, sniper rifle flinch, sniper rifle flinch. So, increased ADS flinch to snipers while taking damage from other players. What do we think?
Depending on how much it is, I feel like it could be valid. Rapid fires. I honestly feel like rapid fires take more flinch from getting shot. That might be a good thing to make it where each archetype takes more flinch based off of what on it. So aggressive frames, you would actually have to make it where aggressive frames, since they're obviously the most used because they can shut supers down, make them take up more flinch, adaptive be the middle ground, and then rapid fire the least, and make people actually go for a rapid fire frame snipers other than Cloud Strike.
You know what would have fit really well with what you just suggested? My changes to the sniper scopes that I suggested for last season.
Mm-hmm. For those unfamiliar,
we got the changes that we got to begin this season because why not? Anyway, go ahead.
For those unfamiliar, Fates had wanted for aggressive frame snipers to have them have the highest zoom because that's the trade-off. You have really high zoom, but you can shut down super. Adaptive frame be the middle ground, and you could possibly shut down super if you have Vorp roll or other things procced and whatnot. And then rapid fire have the lowest zoom, but no super shutdown potential and no double body shot potential.
Yeah, so I would have felt like that was the fair trade because everyone was complaining about snipers going into this season, right? I at least feel like that's how it was. I feel like I saw a bunch of Reddit posts and stuff where people are like, they need to nerf sniper rifles. They're awful. And then we got the change that we got, and snipers just don't feel the same at all. Which
I will agree to that, but they were able to adapt.
You could, but
it was much harder, though. I will give it that.
It was an unnecessary change. I feel like, I'm not saying that snipers didn't need a change, but I feel like, and this is not just me tooting my own horn, I feel like my solution is a lot more fair
It is.
than what we got. And then now you're taking it a step further and nerfing flinch, which should have been the first change they made like a year ago.
In all honesty, what a lot of these changes, I can tell what they're doing. They're trying to like build things up to have a golden era of everything being perfect at the end. What they really need to do is just explain that they're working on things, show changes that they have planned, and release them all at once so we don't have this situation of where we're saying, hey, what are y'all doing? Because
it's honestly like I'm beta testing every season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's I don't mind the meta changing. I'm a big proponent of adapting to the meta. I mean, if you've ever watched my stream, I will go through like 30 different guns, all meta guns, but you know, I'll cycle around until, you know, whatever's working that night works. Or doesn't work, or you know, sometimes I'm off, but you know, whatever. I'm good with the meta changing. I'm not necessarily happy when things like this happen. Like it's almost like they took all the mistakes that they made in D1 and they are just hell-bent on just repeating them. And I know like people leave companies and things change, but the man in charge has been there. He's been there. They shouldn't be making the same mistakes. And I'm not saying these are the same exact changes, but like fusion rifles, right? Like
plot twist. Riven did her voodoo stuff and made it where Bungie has to repeat the same cycle of mistakes over and over and over.
Well, I hope I get trapped. I hope I get trapped in the loop after I fight Loot Smith, so I could just keep fighting him.
James, you've been really quiet. What do you got, man? What's your take on all this?
Okay. So the sniping flinch nerf, I feel like it's kind of what's the word? I feel like it's too much, honestly. It's kind of like, why, in addition to what they did to them and like made them all feel different. Like, why do that now when like next to nobody uses them? You're just gonna make people go more towards shotguns and fusions anyway, or really shotguns and Bastion, which is just that's just gonna be the next meta until they I guess nerf Bastion, and then where would be duality?
Waking Visual Bastion. You know, they're bringing it back for a reason.
Like I don't understand that thought process sometimes. Like literally, and then on top of that, like what is the flinch change exactly? Because I want is like why like I just want it so that when I challenge a lane and it's a sniper down that lane, and I hit the sniper first, he shouldn't get a headshot off of me. That's all I've asked for like a year and a half now, and I don't think I'm getting that.
I think so. Here's the question: if they had made this change before, like before the change they made going into this season, do we think snipers would be in a good spot? Right, so they make this change. They don't make the next, like the change that they made to start this season. How do we feel about snipers at that point? Like, I feel like that at that point, they're everyone like I don't hear people like.
And on top of that, too, you say snipers plural, but really it was fucking beloved in Revoker. That was like all anyone ever used. The Revoker was the issue because you miss a shot, you get more. So people just set down lines. You got Cat using Twilight Oath. He's like the 1% there who can actually hit his shots.
You know it.
And then with the sunsetting thing and like, you know, Revoker not being a thing anymore, the other sniper not being a thing anymore, we just got like its shitty adored version. I feel like snipers would have been like better off. You'd see more variety for sure. And had they just done the flinch thing in the first place, I think we would have a more healthy meta. We wouldn't just be shotguns right now.
I have a distance stimulus with, I think, opening quick. What is it? Snapshot clown cartridge or something. because you can't like roll anything good in that other column. Super fun gun to use. I haven't touched it this season because of the changes to sniper rifles. I have like an A tier Eye of Soul. I have the God Roll, Bite of the Fox. Obviously, I have Adored. Tried all of them. I mean, like there are days where like I'm just hitting shots, but there are other times where like should be a headshot. Nope, bullet hit down here somehow. Thank you. I don't know. It's if I had to take a positive out of it, scout rifles will maybe have a bit of room to breathe now. I don't know.
I get killed by there's scout rifles that are solid right now.
Yeah, but I mean, like scout rifle versus sniper rifle. If you can master the flinch at this point, right? Like, boom, headshot.
Yeah.
There goes the scout rifle.
Sniper. Yeah. As literally 90% of my gameplay, I will have a sniper in my hand. As of late, I've jumped aboard the beloved bandwagon. I'm not a fan. I just like it because I can use my caca cannon.
That's the other thing. Like, man, like that's literally like the only choice. Really, realistic. What else can you run in that energy slot as a sniper rifle?
I've run this in Terminus. That quit. I have the quit.
Other than lightweight ones, like you know what I mean. Like other than
there's no adaptive. And that bites. I feel like honestly, that's what should have done. That sunsetting stuff, totally fine. Do I agree with it? Not entirely, but I feel like they should have at least looked at it where that, okay, if we're going to be sunsetting all the guns from this season, is there going to be other types of aggressive frames in the kinetic slot? No? Well, maybe we should leave this one here then. We can sunset everything else but this one. Because obviously they can pick guns to come back. They should be able to do it that way. And the same thing with adaptive frames, making it like where you have your adaptive and whatnot. But again, that's just me. I try and give them the benefit of the doubt for the majority of what they do, but there's some things that just it doesn't happen.
Sorry about that. So other changes.
That breach grenade launcher change makes no sense to me.
So I'm guilty of this one because I'm not a fan of breach grenade launchers and I don't use them enough to do it. But you can actually hold the trigger after shooting and the grenade won't explode immediately. So you can use it if somebody's behind a corner. You can actually use it to bank a shot and have it land and explode behind them and whatnot.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you hold it, there's times where it won't explode on impact with people. So it'll like dink them and do damage, and then you see the grenade fly off, and then by the time you let the trigger go, it's not in blast radius to kill. So then it sucks. What they're changing is that way when it hits, no matter what, it'll explode, even if you're holding trigger. So you can still bank it off of walls, but you won't be able to bank it off of players, like what you can do now.
But wouldn't that just allow for like hunters to just jump over people and fucking dink them in the head with whatever that dead orbit launcher is? You would think,
but it's not. It has more arc than mountaintop, so it will take some skill to aim it properly and do that.
I don't know. I don't agree with that cheese, man. I can just see it now. That plus like the stasis shit and how like literally they're not touching that, it seems like, at all, and where it's only getting stronger with like aspects and fragments and stuff. Like I can just see being frozen over and over and hit with a fucking breach launcher and just.
I think I had messaged you, Chance, about what I would do to fix the majority of problems with stasis right now. That's stasis as a whole, not subclass issues.
Yeah,
sunset it?
Yeah, it's sunsetting is an option. Yes.
When you're slowed, do not have a penalty to accuracy like you do now. If you get slowed now, you will see that your reticle blow up. Like you cannot hit the broadside of a barn when you're slowed. Remove that. That will help you actually have a chance of surviving being slowed. When you're frozen, reduce the time that it takes on the animation to come out and how long it takes to proc. Because I mean, I'm a Titan. I push and hold B. There's times where it doesn't even like do the whole thing where I'm trying to break out. Like it takes too long to even recognize that I'm pushing and holding B.
Yeah.
And as a hunter, I know
I don't even do that personally.
There are times where it'll take me 3 years to break out, and then there will be times where like I am out like that.
Exactly.
And I'm not even joking. Like, not even super use. Just normally. It's wild.
What if there's a bug there?
I wouldn't surprise me because the amount.
Well, think about it, because when this happens to you, it replaces your ability, your class ability. So what if it works like as a charge mechanic? That because I use my barrier a lot, I use Sidens. It happens to me a lot. What if when it does this, if I freeze, the game swaps me off my barrier to the break free, and it has to recharge the damn break free for me to break out.
It's still reading the barrier charge.
It reads for a split second. It reads the barrier charge is empty, and then it has to charge it up to break out.
I can feel.
I'm not even joking. Like I sincerely think this is something that they might need to look into.
It's closed. Bungee bugs. That's what I'm gonna start calling them.
I mean, on top of that, we've been talking about like
it's Telesto's fault.
Funny enough, it actually acts like Telesto and it breaks the game. So, yeah, we've been talking about what we could do stasis wise as like players for 3 months now, and like there's been no say on any of these things going forward, and I feel like that's all anyone wants to see, and I feel like they just keep it missing the mark there.
It won't happen until we see a trailer for Witch Queen.
Oh Jesus!
Just saying. Probably, if I had to bet, we'll get an early tease of Witch Queen, probably in the summer, probably around like July-ish. That's when
they'll tone stasis down to make it where it's not so appealing.
When did they nerf Nova first?
Once those pre-orders go live.
And
you can pre-order. By the way, we're nerfing stasis.
I'm honestly like, if that is the case, I'm going to be incredibly upset. Like,
I mean, I'm telling you, man, there's no way that like, even in limited playtime with stasis, that anyone thought this is fair, this is balanced, ship it. Even with the extra time. Because they took extra time. And like everyone was commending them for releasing Beyond Light against Call of Duty at the time too. Right? So like how much of that did that play into a factor? Like, you gotta play Destiny. Stasis is absolutely, broken. You just farm people. Like, I don't know. Without anything from like anyone of value, and I don't mean like the community managers aren't valuable, but like without from anyone like from a position of like power saying anything about it, people are just going to assume the worst because it's been 7 years and it is what it is. Let's kind of continue. I guess we kind of rabbled on a little bit. I
mean, this episode's kind of all over the place, and that's okay. We got about 10 minutes left. All
right, we're almost done. They're fixing Ace of Spades, Terraba, and Hawkmoon. So some exotic weapons lose their buffs while you switch weapons, which is intended, obviously. Although I don't feel like Hawkmoon loses its buff when you switch weapons. I feel like I've swapped back.
It does on the last bullet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. They would also lose their buffs while pulling out your Ghost Shell, which is not intended. Fix an issue on these weapons. Small quality of life things, kind of cool. Borealis and Hardlight have a slight animation, whatever. This one is interesting. Duality, everyone's favorite hybrid shotgun. Increased damage fall off distance by 1.25 meters. While both firing from the hip and aiming down sights. So not only are you getting that extra meter, meter and a quarter, as a slug shotgun, you're also getting it as a regular shotgun. So it is also reduced max buff stacks from 7 to 5. Each stack now grants more of a damage bonus. Extend buff duration slightly.
I like that for PvE because that actually does a lot of damage if you can get all the stacks.
I like that. I like the range change for PvP because I have to manage my inventory around sunsetting, right? If they don't bring back Fell Winters like the rumors say, there goes my shotgun at the end of that season. 7 Seraph will be gone at the end of the season. Not this season, by the way, but next season. The only other feasible shotgun then is Xenoclast, right? That's a normal shotgun, so maybe Duality will be even a little bit better because you're getting that extra distance on the slug as well as the normal shotgun, kind of a little bit more a little bit more freedom of playstyle, I guess. I like the change to duality. I think duality I think that's a really cool idea as an exotic, to be honest. Combine the 2 fire modes there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's basically the Redrix of shotguns, like.
Yeah. Basically.
Storm will once again reload any equipped special slot weapon or on kill and provide the special weapons provided the special weapons clip isn't already full, and there's available reserve ammo. Holy crap, I can't talk. So that's cool. Here you go. Here's a nice little one to go along with your fusion rifle buff. Fixed an issue that was preventing Merciless from increasing its charge rate on non-lethal hits. So not only are they fixing Merciless, fusion rifles are getting a buff. So say I don't, kill you with that first shot. Hey, how you doing? Here's a nice little quicker shot right at your face. They're gonna tune Arbalest. It won't be ready for February 9th, but later in season 13. So those of you who don't like Arbalest, getting passed over, probably changing the aim assist and stuff, because I feel like you could aim like at somebody's hip and boom, headshot. They do mention new perks starting next season too. So, lighter note, Crimson Days is coming back.
Chance, you want to be my doubles buddy?
I got you, except I'm pretty sure it's sunset.
Crimson Days?
Yeah. It's not coming back this year. Oh, man. They're not even putting doubles back in.
Oh, no, they're discontinuing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're RIP? We got hyped and then they took it away.
I actually like Crimson doubles too.
I look forward to it every year. Like, I played doubles and we would just curb stomp people.
Why would they not
maintain focus for all? This move will allow us to maintain focus for alternate seasonal offerings, ranging from quests to activities and more. Next season better be chock full of quests, Bungie. That's all I'm going to say. Luke Smith better be out there churning out quests. That's all I got. I'm kind of disappointed because I feel like Crimson. So they removed the PvP thing to put in a quest.
But what logic does that make? It's not like they have to remake the Crimson Days.
I feel like it's a hidden thing that the PvP pop is so small right now that if you put Crimson doubles in, everybody's going to be playing Crimson doubles, and it's going to pull your player pops out of playlists. So matchmaking will take forever, and it creates another issue.
It takes forever now. It takes me
because top is so low.
We played the same guys in comp last night a couple times, so I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest. But I mean,
I feel like that's the hidden thing.
it's just another thing. Like, so why not just?
So then why not do Crucible things to make the Crucible pop like playable and just appease your fucking your Crucible community?
Because it's Bungie, and
Like, oh man, I don't understand.
it's like what? There's like what? 3 Crucible guys. Hire me, Bungie. I'll come work.
Please, I'll work for free. I will help you out for free.
I will. I'm not working for free. I don't need a paycheck. All I need is to share an office with Luke Smith.
Yes.
So for those of you who may have watched it back in the day, back in like 2003, I'm a big wrestling fan when I was a child. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Eric Bischoff were co-general managers of Raw, and Stone Cold Steve Austin did everything possible to piss Eric Bischoff off. That would be me.
Oh man,
100%. Everything possible just to piss that man off. But I'm going to do it nicely because that's what happened. I'm just be nice about it. But I'll come work on Crucible, just office with Luke Smith. That's it. I don't need it. No pay. Nothing. Just let me in the building. Let me have the office. We'll be fine. I don't even need a desk. We'll share it. I'll cut it in half. It'll be like, what happened to my half of the desk? I'll be like, it got sunset. What happened to my computer? Sunset.
Oh my god.
Where are my files? Oh, they're over there. Also sunset.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're out of time. It's been... For not having a good TWAB, it was fun at least. I mean...
If I had
had
to
a
rate the
little
TWAB,
technical difficulty along the way. Hopefully y'all didn't notice it. If did, watch the video again. Try and find it. Point it out in the comment section.
point it out to your friends. We'll make them watch it. See if they can find it.
Exactly. Anywho, that's going to be it for us here at 7CR. Thank y'all for hanging out again. We'll catch y'all next week. If you want to catch us live, you can find me at twitch.tv/Tibbercat and Tibbercat on Twitter and Tibbercat on Twitch at TikTok. Fates, where they're going to find you at?
Fates_Pyro. Pretty much everywhere. Or Fates_Pyro at TTV on TikTok, I think. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's fairly universal with everything.
And Gear Shifter, where are you going to be at?
Gear Shifter 09 on Twitter and Insta. That'll be me. Just hit me up, and I probably won't respond to you.
Oof. He's going to leave y'all on red. Anywho, see y'all later. Peace.
Later.